I love a good productivity podcast or helpful habit video here on YouTube, but I often think, what do those productivity gurus really know about real life? How do their ideas and tips and tricks and habits and methods fit into the unidealistic moments that you have inevitably as a mom? I'm a mom of 4 kids and time is short. I'd like to make my moves count. I'd like to fill my life with as much joy as possible. And so I'm gonna share with you, fellow moms, homemakers, whoever you happen to be, habits that I intend to take into 2025 because they worked so well for me in the past year. These are not tips to make you feel overwhelmed or add to your already overwhelming to-do list, but these are things that maybe you're doing already, or maybe you've done once or twice, or maybe you've never thought of, but would really help your day, not just to be more streamlined and productive, but more enjoyable, more intuitive, and also give you time back to do the things that you truly love. So I know Christmas is over, but I spent too much time on this magnolia garland to not use it at least one more time before I take it down. So I thought we'd sit here in front of the fireplace, and I made myself a dirty hot chocolate, and we're gonna sit here and have a little chat about motherhood, productivity, and tips to make both of those words jive together in the same sentence. Also, a huge shout out to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. So most of these habits are super everyday, normal, day-to-day things. A few of them, like the first two I'm gonna start out with, are a little less tangible, but nonetheless very important. I'm putting them here at the front. The first one is I'm going to make sure that throughout 2025, I want to continue to make frequent, measurable, short-term goals. I feel like at the beginning of 2025, people get so caught up in these goals for the next 365 days. Oh my goodness, life with little kids is so different even from season to season. So I like to make small little goals or challenges for myself that have a concrete end date. Sometimes it's as simple as, this week I'm not going to bed until the house is picked up every night. And I try it for a week and maybe it works for me, maybe it doesn't, you know? Or I'll decide that this month is the month that I'm going to declutter my entire upstairs or something like that. You know, that one's a little bit of a long-term goal there. I like the short ones. A month is great, a week is great, even a whole season. Maybe you decide that I really want to read more and winter is the time to do it. So in the winter season, I'm going to read 12 books or whatever it may be. That's a little crazy. I won't be personally making that goal, but if you do it, go you girl. I believe in you. Some short-term goals I've made in the past have been fun ones, like I'm gonna visit 12 different parks with my kids in the fall season. I'm going to go to the gym twice a week for a month. For 1 week, we're not going to eat out or buy any prepared food. I know people that do no spend years. Why not just try a no spend week or a no spend month? Which brings me to my second point, which is making more thoughtful and delayed purchases. I feel as a mother, actually I know, I know as a mother of 4, when I need something, I will just quickly grab my phone before I forget. I'll go on Amazon and I'll order the leggings because I see my daughter has holes in her leggings again. Or somebody's alarm clock's broke and I won't even take the time to look around. I'll just buy the same one again, you know? And I'm just making these impulse purchases that might not always be the best. I haven't made a lot of dumb ones. They might be impulsive, but not dumb, but they're not maybe the best choices of things that I could buy. I really like to research things ahead of time when it comes to home things, like elements for a room makeover. You know, I looked for a rug for probably 2 years. I've been looking for salt and pepper shakers, the perfect salt and pepper shakers, for 5 years. Still haven't bought them, so we're just using our spice jar salt and peppers. It's ridiculous at this point. I know I've been on eBay, Etsy, all over the place. I just need to find the perfect salt and pepper shakers that have some personality but also blend in with my table decor, and it's a whole thing, guys. But I want a little bit more of that, maybe not to that extreme, but a little bit more of that in my life in 2025. You know, maybe my daughter needs a new jacket. Well, instead of just grabbing the first one that I see on Amazon that has a 10% off, click the coupon button, you know, research a little more, maybe buy the better quality item or the one that takes 2 weeks to get there, that kind of thing. And when it comes to money and spending, Rocket Money has been so helpful for me and Josh, and just keeping our finances in order and making sure that we're aligned with where our money's at and where it's going. We love Rocket Money, and they're partnering with me on today's video. Girls, do yourself a favor and sign up for Rocket Money today. Get 2025 started out right. It's been so helpful for us. Rocket Money is here to help cancel unwanted subscriptions, lower your bills, set budget. Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year when they use all of its features with, get this, over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. That's where I find them really helpful. It was very interesting to see what our subscriptions were and if we had any doubled up or things we forgot we were subscribed to, because they will get you. Those subscriptions are a great business model, but ouch, if you don't stay organized, it could really hurt. To save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/meganfoxunlocked to get signed up for free. I'll include the link in the description to help you find it more easily, and you can unlock even more features with premium. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/meganfoxunlocked to get started for free. It is an amazing finance app that I know you're gonna wanna add to your home screen on your phone. The third habit I'm taking into 2025 is to have a soft start to my day. Not a slow start, that's not really an option, sadly, but a soft start to my day. Just to give you a little idea, my mornings I will wake up, I will take my temperature for my birth control app, I will do my Wordle for the day, and I give myself like 3 minutes max. So I usually make it, but it sometimes takes me 4, 5, 6 tries. But I love starting my day out with a Wordle, and then I will get dressed and combed immediately, which is another habit that I'm going to always include. I'm lumping a couple of these morning routines together here because they just kind of go hand in hand. But then I will get dressed and combed for the day. Always dressed and combed because one, sometimes I drive my kids to school, sometimes I'm out at the bus stop with them. I'm a Mennonite, so I always fix my hair and put a head covering on, and I just am not productive without getting dressed. Not to say that all my friends are the same way as me. I know we all have different styles and what motivates us, but getting dressed and combed for the day is 100% on my list. By the way, making my bed, not as much. We're a little bit 50-50 there, but that's okay. Maybe that's something I can work on in 2026. Oh, sorry, Mom. And then after I do my devotions, which is another thing that I will obviously be taking into 2025 and the rest of my life, I'll get the kids on the bus, and then I will start my day more softly, I guess you could say. I will unload the dish rack. I will put away the breakfast dishes. I will do a load of laundry. I do a load of laundry every day. Life changing, try it out. Basically all the little menial things. You can make that work right there. Those chores literally take you all day if you want, but I give myself a deadline, 10 o'clock, I'm putting the baby down for a nap, and so that's the point where I wanna have all the chores for the day done or going. Like obviously the laundry isn't folded at that point, it's in the washing machine, but yeah, I want that all done by 10 so that at 10 o'clock I can start on projects and maybe things where I need to be a little more cognitively there, if you know what I mean, like organizing, decluttering, stuff like that. I like to just give myself a very mundane, soft start to my mornings so I can kind of wake up, because I'm not a morning person. I just never will be. I'm also not a night owl. Send help, please. But yeah, I would encourage you to try the same and just kind of have a almost, not a dance or a choreography, but almost a choreography for your morning of where you just do this step and that step and the next step, and you don't even have to think. It's all on autopilot. It's not taking a lot of your mental energy. And bonus points, all of the effects are very tangible and you can see a difference from point A to point B, C, D. You can even get your kids involved if you want to, which brings me to my next habit that I've been doing for years, and I'm gonna keep doing that, and that is the mundane chores will be done with the children around. I know it's very tempting to like wait till the kids are down for their naps or wait till they're in bed for the night to really make tracks and get things done, but what are they learning? How are they seeing homemaking modeled? Do they even know how to unload a dish rack or to rearrange the Tupperware cupboard for the 40th time? You know, all those things. Sure, it's not always very fun to have kids underfoot while you're trying to get things done, cook, clean, whatever, but they're learning, and the times where your children are down for naps or sleeping is precious time that should not be wasted on the chores of the home. You wanna do other things then, like your side hustle or your hobby, you know, that kind of thing. I even do my cooking, my supper prep, all of that right there with the kids around, which brings me to my next point, which is to always prep supper at breakfast time, which sounds a little crazy, but lunch, we don't do prep. We scrounge in the fridge, we eat leftovers, we eat ingredients like meat and cheese rolled up in a log, or leftover takeout pizza from the night before. You know, I'm not even above heating up a can of soup or putting chicken nuggets in the air fryer. Lunch is a little bit more of a scroungy thing. Honestly, we do a lot of little charcuterie board style plates for lunch with little pickles, a little carrots, some meat cubes, like whatever's in the fridge that needs to get eaten up, some pretzels, that kind of thing. And then that's their lunch. And so that's no fuss, no thought. That's kind of what we do. But then for breakfast, breakfasts are also really easy, but for some reason they often make a lot of dishes dirty, or there's just like, I don't know, kids helping themselves to stuff and they don't always all eat the same breakfast, which I'm working on that. But yeah, when I'm in the kitchen in the morning tidying up for breakfast and stuff, that's also when I'm getting my supper prep ready. Maybe I'm pulling a meat out of the fridge, or maybe I have to make a marinade or a sauce. I might dice up all the toppings for the salad, put the croutons right there beside the craisins and the almond slivers so that they're all ready to go at supper time and I can just like dump everything together. Maybe I'm breading chicken for supper. Well, I can at least get the breading ready, maybe find the jar of marinara sauce in the basement, bring that up. You know, all the things so that supper time is no fuss and quick and easy, because while I enjoy taking 45 minutes to make supper, like that's a crafting activity for me kind of. I consider that like a hobby. I don't want to be doing that when my kids are hungry, and I often work right up till 5 o'clock on my YouTube stuff. 2 to 5 is like my work hours. So that's what works for me, and I think you guys should try that for yourself as well. It streamlines the process. You're already in the kitchen. This is something that I've heard from big families that they like to do, and it works for smaller families as well. Go to your freezer and get out your meat for the week. For myself, I usually do about 3 cuts of meat because we do leftovers. Mama doesn't cook on Friday nights. We go out for supper or go to the local market or get takeout with friends, that kind of thing. So it's not every night I'm cooking something brand new, but I'll try to get at least 3 cuts of meat out, maybe a whole chicken, maybe a roast, and you know, sausage links, something like that. So that's like different kinds of protein. Okay, maybe sausage links is a bad example because I could pull those out in the morning and they would be thawed out by supper time. That's more of like a last minute go-to if I didn't do this habit. But yeah, just pulling some meat out of the freezer at the beginning of the week, and then I can plan ahead. You know, okay, we're gonna eat the whole chicken on Monday. We'll use the leftovers and chicken tacos on Tuesday, you know, blah, 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 down the line we go. So do that every day and it'll save yourself a lot. Also, if you do not have a chest freezer with some bulk meat in it, I highly recommend that you do so. That's how you can take advantage of those good meat sales. Have you noticed it's always cheaper when you buy the 40-pound case? Yeah. That's why we need the chest freezer. Also, I live in a rural area, so I have a lot of family and other options of ways to get bulk meat. Like we get half a cow. We're gonna get half a cow this spring. We got a whole pig here a little bit ago. It's just the way to go for sure. So kind of a very specific niche habit, but it's something you should try. Another habit that is a very frivolous one. I told you there's some fun ones on here, but I've realized it's a habit that I've been doing for a couple years now. And it stemmed from me when I just had little kids. I still, as a mom of school-aged kids now, look back and romanticize those years where I just had a 0, a 2, and a 4-year-old, and we were all at home and nobody had a schedule and we were doing what we wanted. I made myself a schedule that, okay, after the baby's morning nap at 11:30 till 2 o'clock, the next nap time, that was our time to do something fun as a family. We would, you know, it wasn't always fun, like run errands, go grocery shopping. Guys, a lot of life lessons can be learned at the grocery store with kids. I put that on the list sometimes. Some days we'd leave the house and go to a park, go on a walk, meet up with friends, go feed the ducks. But whatever we did little things and made them like a big deal. One of our favorite things this past year or two has been to bike to the local coffee shop. So we're biking, we're noticing all the colors, we're talking about the weather, we're waving hi to people, we're romanticizing. That's the key word here. I know you don't expect a mom to be using the word romanticizing, but you're romanticizing what you're doing and you're turning your errands into a little staycation. I know that's like crazy to think about. How can errands and like a vacation be even compared at all? But honestly, when you're a mom of little kids, getting out of the house can sometimes feel like a vacation. But back to my biking story, we would bike to the local coffee shop and then I'd get a spritzer for the kids to share, and I might get myself a fun coffee or a spritzer myself. And we would sit on the front porch and watch the cars go by, play my car, your car, since we don't get a lot of traffic where we live, and just enjoy some slow togetherness. Maybe this is not your, maybe this is something that doesn't resonate with you, but I highly suggest to put a little romanticizing into your life and use your mom superpower. Maybe that's arts and crafts. Maybe you're the arts and crafts mom. Sit outside under a tree and make your little puppets or whatever you're doing. I don't know. Or like set up your station in your kitchen to make cookies together, and it's gonna be like this whole, like maybe you even film your own little cooking show while you do it. Make the things that you wanna do in the afternoon, make those things just more fun and kind of a little staycation in the middle of your day. I promise you, it's gonna lift your mood. Your kids are gonna have something else to do. I know they're already like driving you nuts by that time of the day. It's just something that's worked great for my family, and I think this is specifically a great tip if you have young kids. Okay, I just see my kids coming up here from the porch. I think they're trying to hide from me. The bus just came. So if there's a little break here, that's why. But the next habit that I'm taking into this new year is solo lunches. Now, this is not a daily habit, but I do it fairly often, and it's great. I'll put the kids down for naps, and then that's when I will often be, maybe you just want to scroll on Instagram. Maybe that's your time to do that. For myself, it's usually I'm posting on Instagram, or I'll be listening to a podcast or catching up with friends on WhatsApp, that kind of thing, and sitting there at the table and eating my lunch by myself so I can enjoy it. And it's just great, honestly. What else is there to say about that one? I do that pretty often, and I want to do it more in this coming year. Also, this is where I get the chance to pull out like my special stuff, like my Panera bread broccoli cheddar soup or something that I don't really want to share with others. Another habit or non-habit I'm taking into 2025 is to, you could say it two ways. One way is to clean as I go, or the other way is to never have a cleaning day. That's basically me. Like every day is a cleaning day. I just pretty much clean as I go, and when I see a certain area that's like getting out of hand, like my laundry closet, I think we're redoing our laundry here in just a bit, and I'm so excited because the space is so inefficiently organized and it's just impossible, that tight corner and closet and everything. So yeah, if I see something like that that's just getting out of hand, there's too many coats and things everywhere, I'll just kind of put it on a mental list in my head or actually into my planner. By the way, my planners are available right now. If you have not bought one, definitely do so. You're not too late. They're actually a really unique product. One, they're really affordable. Two, they're not dated, so you don't have to have guilt. I like to call them the no guilt planner, because if you fall off a week or two, you can just pick right back up where you started. They're also in a block it off system, so you can have your morning, your afternoon, and your evening, or however you like to segment out your day. Maybe you are like me and you're like a work from home mom, so you have your work block and your chore block and your activities block, or whatever you need to do. It's just a really versatile way to, it's almost like a spiral bound to-do list. Honestly, I love it. Very open-ended, very easy to use. It works for you and not the other way around, like so many planners out there. So I just thought I'd give a plug while they're still available. Get your hands on one or two or three or four. They're great gifts just to keep on hand in your closet when you need to a last minute hostess gift or anything really. They are so perfect. I mean, it's how my brain works, so of course I think they're perfect, but so many of you have said you love them as well. We've sold a ton, so I just thought I'd put that in there. Anyway, I'll keep like a running to-do list of bigger chores and things, getting a bigger block of time to do. Otherwise, I'll literally just clean as I go. Something, if I see dirt, I clean it. And I'm cleaning countertops and kitchen and bathroom and stuff like that multiple times a day, sometimes floors and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I never really have a cleaning day, except unless you count like the 2 hours before guests show up or something. I'll do a bunch of like surface cleaning and make sure everything smells good and is tidied up, that kind of thing. But yeah, I've tried the different like fly lady methods and having a chore schedule, and I just don't want a schedule telling me what to clean, because things get dirty at different rates. And honestly, you're way more productive when something is just like under your skin and you notice all the dust on the ceiling fans and suddenly you just have a bee in your bonnet and you gotta get it done. Oh my goodness, you cannot stop that, woman. You know, cleaning things that just can't help but be at the top of your list, you know? Watch all those cleaning method videos, try all those things out, but at the end of the day, I think you might just come back to what I'm doing, which is just cleaning as I see it, as I go, getting the kids involved when I can. And one more thing that I would not say was a habit earlier in my life, but I think in 2024, with circumstances in our family's life, some hard things that happened, it has become a habit, and I want to continue that in 2025, and that is to make special moments often, basically out of nothing. Whether that's lighting the candle at supper time and making it a feast. Maybe that's having a book party where everybody puts their PJs on and you all sit a pile in the same bed and read books. Or we just did that by the Christmas tree the other day. So fun. It doesn't take much, just a little imagination and maybe a little setup, and of course tearing down. That's always the That's where the time-consuming part comes in, cleaning up all your tent forts afterwards or whatever, you know? Making moments like that happen often is what I want to do in 2025. And yeah, creating memories for my kids that can last a lifetime, and that when they think about home, they remember the peace, the love, the happiness, the safety, and the joy that we had in our home. So anyway, that brings me to the end of my habits that I'm going to take into 2025. Let's hit a few things that are new for me that I might consider adding to my plate. We'll see how it goes, not committing to anything. Maybe I'll try one of these for like a week and see how it goes and then go from there. But I just thought I'd throw these in here too for maybe a little, not accountability, because I just told you I might not do them, but a little inspiration for you guys as well. One of those is very simple, and that's just hand lotion. Okay, I'm a girl who's like putting chapstick on 24/7. My lips are scaly and dry all the time, so I'm always putting it on without thinking. I have it scattered all throughout my home, but my hands, especially in the winter, my hands will hurt. And I will look around for hand lotion and I won't be able to find it anywhere. So I want to implement that chapstick habit into my hands. They say your hands show your age quicker than anything else, and I believe it. Reading to my children. Sadly, this is something that I don't even do every day. It's terrible. And it's such a great opportunity for positive touch because you can cuddle them while you read. Obviously, they're learning a lot, discussing the pictures, discussing the moral of the story, discussing the life lessons of the characters, and just like unhurried reading, not just that whole, mommy, read me a book. And I just want to implement that more into my life. What I've been doing is just like, don't read to my kids until they bring me a book and they're like, mommy, read it. And I'll plop down on the floor right there and read it to them in that moment, because I know it's not going to probably happen if I push it off for later. But yeah, I think the way to make this happen and become a habit is to have it as a certain spot in my day. Just like I do with all the other things. I have my routine when I do my laundry, when I do my dishes, all of that. When do I read my kids' books? I'm thinking at 1:45, right before nap time. Another one I want to implement, and I'm going to do it. We'll see how well I do it, but I'm going to definitely do this one. And that is greeting Josh at the door. I've definitely fallen off the bandwagon on this one. I haven't fallen off the bandwagon. I never really climbed on it. That's the problem. Often I'll be in the middle of doing something and he'll have to come find me. And I want to do that less and try to greet him more. I'm not saying every day, but good grief. He's been out working for the family all day, sometimes in horrible conditions. Like this winter weather is awful. And he's out there installing windows and doing demo work. And I don't know, he's so talented with all of his construction stuff. He definitely deserves a hero's welcome when he comes in the door. So even if I have a baby on my hip, we can both go greet him together or whatever, you know? And then I also want to try, I've been doing this off and on a little bit and I've been pleased with the results, but that is a 15-minute flurry, I guess we'll call it. Basically, when I put the kids to bed, I'm like done for the day. That's when I head to the shower. I get to relax. Maybe me and Josh will like watch a late night football game, or we'll just go to bed early. He's been reading here a little bit lately. I'll be on my phone. I don't know. It's just like the rotting time. We put the kids to bed and then it's like, okay, here we are. We can connect a little or whatever. So before we do that, because the kids go to bed at 8:30, sometimes it's like 9, let's be honest, till we drag all the things out and the water bottles are located and the alarms are reset because they were unplugged, and you guys know it. But after I get them to bed, I want to come back downstairs instead of just being up there. I want to come back downstairs and for 15 minutes just flurry around and see what I can get done in 15 minutes so that when I wake up the next morning, I don't have so much stuff to put away to start the day, which I already talked about it. I don't mind having that soft morning, but sometimes it's just like, okay, I really should have thought ahead and started the dishwasher, or I could have rinsed out that dish and put it away, or maybe I forgot to lay out a blanket for the dog or close the dryer door, you know, stuff like that, just little things, you know, put the spices away that Josh set in the corner or like whatever, you know, that kind of thing. I want to try that. We'll see. So I'll have to give you an update how those work into my life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it gave you a little food for thought. Let me know down below which of those habits is something that you do and definitely recommend to others, and heart the ones that you see that you like as well. That way they rise to the top. Or let me know down below what's one that you want to implement into your life that was maybe a new thought for you. Or I know I speak to a lot of young moms here. It's been so fun getting all your Christmas cards and seeing the faces behind the camera here. And a lot of you guys are just like one step behind me. And so I would love to know which of these things you would like to add, not to your to-do list, to your life. Check out Rocket Money, and I'll see y'all in my next video, which is a doozy. Come back for it. Bye.